Alison, in terms of optimal versus high performance, what is the link between high performance and the impact on mental health and well-being?
So, what is the link between high performance and mental health? You know, this high performance, let's face it, it's an everyday thing that we have to have because we have to reach targets, we have to reach deadlines, we need success. It keeps us engaged, it keeps us motivated. So high performance is part of the world of work. We do, however, tend to forget and sometimes even ignore the fact that we have human limitations. And those limitations are as a result of our physiology, as a result of our makeup. So high performance is not really sustainable because of that without periods of recovery. So I've got an elastic band here. You take an elastic band, and you may have heard of this one before, but an elastic band, it comes back to its original shape. It can be stretched. It has the elasticity, the resilience. It's able to hold things together, keep clothes on that we don't want falling down. Those type of things is what we need it for. But when we take that elastic and we stretch it too far over a long distance for a prolonged period of time, that elastic will no doubt lose its shape, it will lose its effectiveness, it will lose its elasticity. And often it can come back to shape, but it's been stretched for a long period of time. And the next time when it's placed under the same amount of pressure, it may just snap. So we can look at that in terms of performance and high performance. When there is ongoing high performance without recovery, we can start to see people start to get a sense of burnout, sense of exhaustion. It's almost like starting a new job or starting in a new role or getting a new project. You enter into a place where there is a period of comfort. You feel comfortable, the workload is manageable, but it starts to pick up over time and the hours are extended. And suddenly you're taking on a whole lot more and the pressure is on. And that stretch is not bad. It's good. As I said, high performance is good. It's good to have that period of stretch. But when that period of stretch becomes a strain and you're on the hamster wheel and it's ongoing and there's no recovery in sight, what we see is almost entering into a zone of delusion. And it's a strange term, but I love the term because it is actually a place where you start to lose sight of your self-awareness, of where you're actually at, because you're so busy. There's no time to think about how am I actually doing? Am I actually sleeping enough? Am I eating properly? Am I looking after myself? Am I taking breaks in the workday? No, because they're end-to-end Zoom meetings, one after the other with no breaks in between. And so when we're on that hamster wheel, that is when the burnout starts to creep in. And habitual burnout, which is continuous burnout, and burnout that happens over and over again, can then lead to the onset of a significant anxiety or an anxiety-fueled depression. And that's when we start to really head into territory, which is very hard to come back to or come back from. And so high performance requires that period of recovery. Now, why does it happen that we hit that burnout? So when we're in that period of high performance, we're under stress, aren't we? We've got the work, we've got the long hours, we've got the back-to-back Zoom meetings. We're trying to get into deep thought, but there's no time for deep thought to actually finish work off because you're so busy in calls and meetings. And so what happens is your body goes into a stress response. Whether you like it or not, it's part of how we're made up. Your adrenaline is released from your kidneys, believe it or not. Your cortisol is released from your kidneys. And that gets the sugars going into your blood to give you energy. It gets the heart rate up. It gets the breathing up. You've got your dopamine and your serotonin in the brain, trying to keep the communication in the brain going well. And all of this is a balanced system that should work when you face a normal stressor, but there is always a period of recovery after a normal stressor. And that period of recovery is actually, if you do get a big fright and you have to have a period of recovery, is 20 to 60 minutes. But when that system is under pressure all the time, and there's no time to be replenished, there's no time for nourishment, there's no time to take a break and just breathe, that is when your system starts to hit an imbalance. And that's an imbalance. It's a physiology. It's how we're made up. And so when you're in that stage of high performance ongoing and you're not conscious of, am I taking enough breaks in a day? Am I getting enough sleep? Am I finishing off at the end of a day? That at a good time, then that constant high performance over a prolonged period of time can either end to that loss of efficiency, that loss of ability to keep things together, or a complete snap. And that is what you really want to avoid. And that is the impact that high performance can have on mental health and our well-being as a whole.